Hello and good afternoon. This is Amanda, your art teacher, and it's February 16th at 2:32 p.m. and I'm here in my room, and today I would like to teach you about visual salience. Or is it saliency? Might be both. Or salience. Okay. So what this is, oh, there's a glare. Sorry. Scene regions or stuff and things that are markedly different from their surroundings, whether in color, contrast, movement, or orientation. And then attentional capture is when these things that stand out, the salient objects or things, they can grab your attention without you knowing it, without seemingly against a person's will. So this is the scientific way of saying things stand out to us in our environment, and some things stand out more than others. And when in art, this is really important because you can direct someone's eye around your work just by using different salient things. For example, okay, so I'll show you this. This first. Okay, so this red and green thing would be an example of attention capture. If I asked you to find the green circle, your eye would most likely go to this red area because it's bright, it's different than the rest, and yeah, so your eye would probably go to the red first. Not always, but sometimes. And then to judge the saliency of a scene, they do these things called saliency maps, yeah, where they take a scene and then a computer breaks it down into the lighter areas and the darker values. And you can do this in your life on an iPhone, and I do it for art. Like I took a photo of something from Virginia and I made it black and white on my iPhone, and you can do this, it's really easy. And then you can even up the contrast to make the lighter and darker areas even more strikingly contrasting. And so here you can see the salient things in this scene would be the water here where it's really bright, this really light piece of the boat, the trim on the house, the highlights on the trees, and the sky. Those are the brighter things that your eye is gonna go to. And then you can see my scene. It's not done yet. I'll work on it eventually. And it's not just what is light that attracts our eye. Like I mentioned in the attentional capture example, it's also color contrast, and I speak about contrast in almost every video because it's so important. Using contrast in lightness and darkness, or contrasting colors, red and green, blue and orange, yellow and purple. These are things you can use to make more visually eye-catching art. And I have an example here. I'll show you. So this is something I did from Virginia, and it's of my trees in the house I grew up in. So white is a very important component in many of my works. I like how crisp it is, I like how it stands out, and I like how it feels. And I like how you can use white to direct your eye around the canvas to create interest. So this white component, it's negative space, like there's nothing, positive space would be the trees, the things that are, and then negative space is what is not. But there's salient contrast because I have the dark of the trees here, and then I have the lightness in the trees. So that creates, your eyes are drawn to it. And then I also have red here, which is bright, which will capture your attention. And then the contrast between the red and the green, that also is contrast. And then your eye will also be drawn to the brightness of the yellow. So there's a lot of different salience in this work, and I really love it. And then they show a visual scene here, and it's a beach scene, and I love to paint the beaches, as you know. And I have this one, which is similar. So I love the white. It's fun to do, and then your eye would go to the highlights, most likely of the clouds, and you can. It's really subtle, but how would I say this? Just even adding a little bit up here can help draw your eye up, so it's not just here at the horizon or here at the brightest areas. You want to have a visual interest all around the whole canvas. Well, sometimes you do. I don't know what you want to do. That's fine. And then I have another example of a beach scene that looks similar. So what is salient in the glare? Oh my gosh. It's so bad. You can still see. So what is salient in this work is the sky in the background because it's the lightest. And then the white is gonna draw your eye all the way back to the people. And then I made sure to do right here and right here, this little white spot, I made sure to make it bright enough to where it's gonna draw your eye all the way out. And then I made sure to leave this line here on the horizon. I left that lighter because it's lighter in my photo reference, but also because it's gonna give you a crisp and really satisfying feeling between the contrast of the dark and the light right here. And I really like it. And then back here, there's lightness against the dark. So it's good to look at. And then, let's see. So here's an example. What directs our attention? So this is a photo of obviously people, and they're all wearing light clothes, and then here's a man in red. Now, when it discusses this in my book, it says that most people's eyes will go to the man in red because red stands out and he's the only one wearing it. Now, this is an example of how not everything will grab everyone's attention the same way. Because when I saw this photo without reading it first to even see the man in red, my eyes went to the crisp white shirts. And that is because that is where my eyes generally go when I'm making art, and I do that specifically because it feels good and to create the interest. And so what is salient is different to everyone, and this is because of our knowledge, goals, interests, and expectations, or past knowledge. So I have the past knowledge where my eyes will automatically go to the lightest areas. But we all see things differently. We're all interested in different things. So it really just depends on, you know, the person. There's no wrong way to see. And here's an example of they traced the path of someone's eye on this sculpture. And they said, oh, they looked here, then they looked here, then they looked here. And this is what this person saw. Me, when I see this image, my eye goes to the blue because I love this color. And then my eye would probably go to this window because it's a pretty color. And then I would look at the waterfall, and then I'd probably look at the sculptures. But if you're going to like Rome or wherever this is, and you have a historical interest or understanding of sculpture, history, or art, your eye might go first to this face to see if you recognize the historical figure, or it might go to different body parts because they show it all in these sculptures sometimes. And then here is an example of here's a painting, and this they studied a few different people. Or no, this is when they were asked to identify different things. Like this is where their eyes went when they were asked to determine the ages of people. Their eyes went probably to the faces. And then when they were asked to remember clothing, you can see their eyes were scanning the clothing. And then this one was when they were asked to remember the positions of the people and objects. So their eyes were all around the scene. And this is just cool. I just wanted to show you this because it's fascinating, and I already had an understanding. I already kind of knew like contrasting stuff stands out, or your eyes go to lighter areas. But then I took this class, Psychology 305, Foundations of Perception, and this teaches us how we see, and it breaks it down, and there's like, it's science, not a little bit of psychology in there too. It's how we see with our eyes, how we hear, and how information's processed in different areas of the brain. And the fact that I can see anything for just even a second of my life is the biggest miracle ever, and that we take for granted. It's pretty crazy. But I really liked this class, and I like how it went into detail about saliency. And you might already have an abstract understanding of this, but now that you understand it a little more, you will start to see the world differently. And you can't unring a bell. It's super cool. So I think this might be the end of the video. Oh yeah, and let me see, I did take notes. And then I have one more example of my own work I'd like to show you. So I have this beach scene, and as you can see, the lighter areas of the waves are probably the most fun area to do. And her shirt is the lightest area. And then your eye will also go back here to these light buildings. And that's that. And then when you do your makeup, you can also use saliency. This is how I got inspired to make this video. Today I was doing my makeup, and I was doing my eyeshadow, and it looks different on camera, but it's a little darker in real life. So I have this darker brown that I put all right here, and then I leave a space here, and then I'll go over right here with a lighter color. See, today I chose gold, and that is to create saliency, because if it's all brown, this area is not going to stand out. But since I have the lighter gold next to the darker eyeliner and this darker shadow, it stands out more. And you can use, I'll show you, I'll do this as an example. So I have a light color right here, and then girls, we often put like a light, we highlight the inner corner and it stands out more. We've created saliency on our faces. I'll do the other one just to match. Don't want too much. And it stands out more. And then we also use it on our brows to make our brows stand out. Makeup on camera, everything is reversed. That's too much. That's way too much. And now the lighter area next to my dark eyebrow stands out more. So much. And then you can, women also, we use this light color to highlight the bridge of our nose. And then that stands out. See? Shimmery. And then we use it on our, I already have gold on, but I'll show you just for the video. And then this will draw attention to our cheekbones. Put saliency on our faces. Art is life. So much fun, right? And another trick that's helpful is when you make a piece of art, it's good to have the center be the lightest area. You don't always have to. I don't always do that, but it's a good idea. Can't hurt to do sometimes. And I think that's it for this video. I hope I explained it well. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just a quick video that I had, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it made sense, sort of. No, I do hope it made sense. And I hope you have a good day, and that's it, and thank you.